Okay, looking for a quiet place in my world. I've lived abroad I've lived in 114 countries. And today, my father died, I guess, in 2014 of prostate cancer. And what I realized is that, in my opinion, he died because of like the greasy kid stuff on his head, and he worked in a factory that had ink, and he had ink on his hand, and ink stains and goes into your skin and goes things. So if you really study cancer, he died of prostate cancer. But cancer, in my opinion, goes into your skin and out your penis or your anus. Okay, so colon and prostate cancer are, in my opinion, direct. So for the last 10 years, I have done my best to limit the number of chemicals that enters my body. Okay, on the other side is I want to have a healthy face, and I know that I want to have healthy skin. So I was sitting there thinking, wait a minute, I'm trying to avoid chemicals on my skin, which in a roundabout way, what I believe is if you can't eat it, don't put it on your skin. But I thought, what if my skin can eat chemicals? And there are a lot of things that you can put on your skin that is very good for it. There's I've been putting cod liver oil on my skin, kind of smelly stuff, but I created a concoction, okay? And I want to share that concoction because I have three different things that I combine. I have a multivitamin liquid. My sister brought it down when she came. I have a glass bottle, which I really don't like, of 92 minerals. And then I have cod liver oil. But I could be using castor oil. I could be using olive oil. I can be using coconut oil. So there's four oils that are safe to enter your skin. Any of these vegetable oils, in my opinion, are poison, okay? But naturally, what I was trying to figure out, and I've learned that I could actually make my own coconut oil. But what I do is I take this little bottle. These guys leave all over the place. They're alcohol bottles, 55%. You cannot use that for cooking. But I take and I put like 1/3 minerals liquid, 92 minerals, 1/3 vitamin liquid, and 1/3 cod liver oil. And the cod liver oil has a lot of omega-3s, which are really like continually, if you study the supplements that people put on their that are required for your body, what I'm doing is I'm saying, okay, there's a word called bioavailability. And sometimes the joke is that vitamins and supplements are just expensive urine, okay? And in a lot of ways, very few things pass the stomach. So I'm often laughing because when people are talking about, oh, you know, genetically modified, blah, 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 and all these organic foods, I say, you barely even get by your stomach, right? And the bigger worry is the chemicals you put on your skin, and it's a much bigger problem, in my opinion, the chemicals that touch your skin. So I was having a big conversation with my sister this morning, and I was saying, Candy, you just got out of chemo. Your cancer's in remission. Your body's beat up, and what are you doing? You're allowing the doctors to tell you to take all these other chemicals. But worse yet, you wake up in the morning and she's got skin problems. Okay, and this is why I'm making this. She has skin problems. And I go, so what you do is you take a chemical that'll kill germs, and if you put it on your skin, so you rub it all over your body, this is commonly called soap. Okay, so she puts soap all over her body, in a body that's already permeated with chemicals, and then she's getting it from the inside and the outside. Okay, so I'm saying, can you just try to think about feeding your skin instead of poisoning your skin? If you really wanted to, I said, for example, Clorox, which is a bleach, if you can't put that on your skin, then you have a little lesser, maybe you have laundry soap. You don't really want to put that on skin. So what is, you know, bar soap? Bar soap is just a lesser version of Clorox. And you're putting that on your skin and you're killing your skin, okay? And I said, you want to feed your skin, you don't want to try to kill it. So these people that are putting that hand stuff on their skin all day are, in my opinion, insane, okay? Why? Because if it'll kill germs, it'll kill your skin. If it'll kill germs, it'll kill your skin. So I'm trying to make my face look better. So what I've been using is this concoction, cod liver oil, multivitamin liquid, hard to buy, and not hard to buy, but you got to think about it. Then you got 92 minerals, and you have these micronutrients. So what I want is more minerals. My skin is like a garden. I need to fertilize it, okay? So I need to add water, fluids, and all these stuff. So what I do before I take a shower, and I don't use any soap in the shower anymore. It's been really a windfall not having any hair, because now I don't have to use any kind of chemicals on my body. When I wash dishes, I use a brush, and I don't put my hands in the soap. When I wash, I stopped washing my clothes with my foot. I used to use my bucket, and I would stick my foot in the bottom. Now I'm trying real hard to have somebody else get poisoned. Okay, but I have this 1/3 mineral, 1/3 thing. And it really goes a long ways. It's kind of amazing. But I've been putting it on, I put it on around my wrinkles in my eyes, and I'm trying to get rid of that one wrinkle. I think I almost got rid of the wrinkles on my left side. And you can see my neck, I'm 65 plus, right? I'm not really in bad shape. And contrary to what you think, I look to be in the sun. Why do I go in the sun? Because the ultraviolet rays kills organic matter, okay? So in a way, when you start sweating, what's really good about the sun is that you sweat, which lets things go in and out of the skin, okay? So when you're sweating, it's letting different chemicals or the fluids leave your skin. That's the reason why you have to do it. One of the things I was pointing out to my sister, her husband has kind of has dementia. I said, sugar is a poison, okay? So sugar feeds cancer, and you don't want any chemicals on your body. You've already been saturated, but her husband has sundowners. They call it sundowners. It's late in the afternoon. I said, so what he's doing is he's sitting up all day long, and the blood's flowing out of his brain and going down to his lower parts. I said, all you got to do is turn him upside down every hour or two and let him hang his head over the side of the bed. This Alexi, this really Western doctor, he has all these exercises. But if you want your brain is simple. Upside down, the chemicals, the nutrients and the oxygen and the blood will flow into your brain a lot easier than trying to pump it up. Pumping up is against gravity. So sundowners means that he sit up all day long until there's nothing left in his brain. But the same thing on all these chemicals. You're putting sugar in your brain, and you're adding inflammation to the brain, and you're causing problems. But think about feeding your skin. You can use, this is kind of smelly, okay, I admit. When I went to the beach in Huatulco, Mexico last year, I would take my skin and I would cover it completely with coconut oil, and then coconut oil sort of melts in the sun, and I would just soak my body with all the nutrients of coconut skin, and I would let the nutrients. Now I would rather do this with all natural stuff and nothing. So if I was in the United States, I'd be making all these things, right? I don't want anything that's in a bottle. They put preservatives in these things, right? And those preservatives are preserving your body, right? So all these things have chemical lists, but I put it in my little bottle, and when I go to Costa Rica, I'm going to carry this completely full, and I put it on my skin, and I'm trying to get all my nutrients through my skin as opposed to trying to force it to go through the acid of my belly. Just seems simple, right? It's a mechanical, but here you get out of chemo, and my sister's putting, I'm sure she's washing her skin and removing all the beneficial bacteria and oils and things from her skin. I said, if you wanted to remove, people think that the skin, the body's pretty smart. It knows how to fix itself. But if you continually damage it, it has a hard time repairing. So technically, the best thing for the body is to sweat, let water go in and out of the skin, let the ultraviolet rays clean out all the nasty bacteria, because the ultraviolet rays, I don't believe that sun causes cancer. I believe that the problem is that you put so many chemicals on your skin that you have cancer. I believe there's all these chemicals. Putting sunscreen on your skin, in my opinion, has got to be one of the most dangerous things you could ever do. Don't put on anything on your skin that you can't eat. But think about feeding it. So you can use cod liver oil, you can use olive oil, you can use castor oil, and you can use olive oil. And sometimes, if you're in the United States, I would just lather myself down. And now, how do you get this stuff off your body? You could take kind of a scrub net and kind of defoliate, and that removes most of it. Then you use a towel and you remove the rest. And it really, especially with the coconut oil, you kind of smell good. On the beach in Huatuco, I just roll over in the sand and have all the sand absorb all my coconut oil. But this is my solution to having a better looking skin, a younger skin, is I'm feeding it. Now, this isn't going to work for the dermatologists and all that stuff because they have nothing to sell, right? And truly, the idea of feeding your skin seems like a strange thing, but it's really not. I first learned that I could actually put things into my skin by accident. I was putting what do you call it, iodine on my skin, and it kept saying, there was this video saying that if it disappears within 5 minutes, you have an iodine shortage. Iodine's essential for the body. So I started rubbing it all over. Next morning, I was urinating this brown stuff. I was really scared. And then I go, oh, I know what happened. That iodine went right into my skin, into my bloodstream, and out my urine. Same thing here. You know that when you eat certain foods, you urinate. Same thing if you put it on your skin. If you want to test it, try to sit there and smell different things, right? Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. Just a recommendation on how to improve your skin. Start feeding it instead of killing it. Chemicals kill what's in your skin. You want to feed it. And you don't need really to wash your skin that much. You really just want them removed. In a young person, they supposedly the skin cells there's like 6 or 7 layers, but the skin replaces itself like every 24 days. So I speed this up by exfoliating my skin, which you can do with a wash rag or just something a little bit a loofah. I have a Kusa, which is a scrub net that I got in Africa. They really have this genius thing because I can also, but I put a lot of this stuff on my spinal column, and then I clean all the spinal column really good all the time but I'm also doing a lymph massage to get the blood flowing. But we were talking about how to, she does a blood pressure test. There is no way to know your blood pressure unless you do it 5 times a day, because anything makes your blood pressure rise. So you got to get an average of 5 times a day for about 2 weeks. Then you'll actually know your blood pressure. But when a doctor puts a cuff on your arm and says your blood pressure is high, it's mechanically idiot. Okay, it's just not possible. I could drink a cup of coffee. My mother had white coat syndrome. Her blood pressure went up 25 points when she went in the doctor. I finally realized after isolating this with my mother that she had low blood pressure, and then she was taking blood pressure medicine. So what has my sister got? She's reviving from chemo, and then they take the blood and they dilute it by blood. They thin it and blood. They modify the blood, and they say they're smarter than the body. Okay, the body has high blood pressure for a reason. Remove the reasons for your blood pressure, and you can remove this medicine. But most people are taking way too much medicine. And I'm often, when I meet a person abroad, I often say, hold up your plastic bag. And if they got a big plastic bag full of medicine, I go, it's hopeless. Because they are indoctrinated, they're regimented, they're trained by the medical industry to make money. The best quote I ever heard was, would you allow a corporation to be your chef? And that's what you're doing when you allow people to try it. What is sugary foods and cereal? Cereal is made to tempt your children to get addicted to sugar. Okay, that's all the packaging is. Fruit Loops, all these things, they're beautiful for tempting you to be addicted to sugar. And sugar is really more addictive than cocaine. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. Hit that subscribe button. If you think that I should be continuing making these videos and I'm making the world a better place, please become a Patreon supporter. And the ones that if you really want me to come see you, become a $100 one, and I will make sure that I stop in and say hello. Okay, because that gives me enough money to do it. But some of you see that I do a deep dive research and I tell the truth. Because why do I tell the truth? Because if I love myself, I'm emotionally stronger. If I'm emotionally stronger, I'm capable of fighting off the meanness of the world. Henry David Thoreau, his greatest asset was that he was capable of ignoring the world. Because, kind of like me, I think very few people are actually going the right way. I think all the geese may be flying in the wrong direction. Okay, become a Patreon. Become my friend. I'm looking for friends. I'm always looking for friends because people are the most valuable thing on the planet. I'm Andy Lee Graham. Hit that subscribe button and tell your friends. And I really like to have questions sent. I'm going to make one soon about how I deal with my insurance, because a guy, Barry from Ireland, was asking this question, and he was exchanging a lot of valuable information. I really like valuable information and things. I don't really, but I like when people talk to me as a friend and not as an absolute, like they're teaching me. Okay, when you teach to me, when you talk to me as if I'm dumb, that somehow because I'm living in a $10 room and you're working 40 hours a week, when I'm living in a $10 a day room or $200 a month, and you're working till the day you die in the United States, I sometimes want to go, you just don't get it. For 25 years, I've done just like Henry David Thoreau. I've lived by working about 1 day a week. He said in Economy, his first chapter, which is the chapter almost everybody avoids, that for 5 years, he worked only like 6 weeks a year. And because he just purchased what he needed, not what he wanted. People become slaves by what they want. You spend your whole weekend buying stuff because you really don't know what to do. I'm Andy Lee Graham. Hit that. Please be a Patreon and help my life. I'm wanting to go to Colombia, then Tampa, Florida, then Monterey, California. Then I want to go to Africa, where I really love.